watching News 3 HD this morning.
It is Packers season once again, as we all know, and the Packers have a long and storied history. And here to talk about that long history, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel writer, sports writer, former intern here many moons ago, Rob Reichel, who has a new book. It's 100 Things Packer Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die. And I've been a hardcore Packer fan since I was a little kid growing up in Cleveland, Ohio.
Sure.
And Lombardi, to me, is the Green Bay Packers. And still, you can go on YouTube, and I did this yesterday. You can see him, some old film of him just marching those sidelines, and great speeches he gave. And in your book, there was Bob Long, for one, said he altered my life dramatically for the better. I learned so much from Lombardi. It's incredible. He not only taught football, he taught these players about life, didn't he?
Yeah, Rob, I probably talked to 15, maybe 20 guys that played under Lombardi. You know, we've probably talked to in excess of 200 people for the book, you know, former, current Packers, et cetera. But Lombardi, and we have Lombardi, or I have Lombardi ranked 2 in the book in terms of 1 to 100. And that'll obviously cause some consternation with yourself and maybe some others. Brett Favre is 1, Curly Lambeau is 3. But there's no question when I went through and talked to people, the individual that got far and away the most praise, glorification, and stands out as perhaps the most dominant, certainly the most dominant coach, arguably the most dominant figure in franchise history, was Lombardi. Like you said, it was more than just football. It was life. These guys went on and succeeded in business and life, and guys that turned themselves into multimillionaires off the field, because, as you know, they were playing for peanuts back in those days.
Oh, you bet. Let's talk about the Ice Bowl. And again, from the book, page 19, the Ice Bowl temperature at kickoff, 13 degrees below zero, 46 below wind chill. The game was played on a sheet of ice because the field's heating broke.
Courtesy of Lombardi, many believe.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Many believe Lombardi turned that off that day to give Green Bay a decided advantage. And again, that, I think we rank that as the number 6 item in Packer history. I wanted to begin with coaches and individuals, because I think that to a large extent kind of transcends individual games. But when you start with a game, you clearly start at the Ice Bowl. It's without question probably the most memorable game in the history of the NFL.
Let's talk about Tony Mandrich a little bit. And he even admits that he was the biggest bust ever for this team. He came out of Michigan State. I'll never forget that, you know, the picture of Sports Illustrated. He's on the cover, the incredible bulk, and his career just tanked.
He went from incredible bulk to incredible bust, didn't he? Yeah, no question. You know, he's admitted since then he was on steroids at the time. Crazy mood swings, hard to coach. Thought he was above the team. Thought he was above the coaches. Thought he was above everybody in that locker room. You know, he was kind of a creation through himself, his marketing people, the media eventually later on, and he just couldn't play at that level. And clearly it was a huge disappointment for Green Bay, because that was an incredible draft that included Deion Sanders, Derek Thomas, who was deceased since then. Troy Aikman was in that draft. I mean, it's a remarkable draft, and Green Bay, without question, got the worst player in the top 5.
What is your prospect for them, the team this year?
Green Bay, the Grant injury is big. It's probably not devastating. It just gives McCarthy the chance to throw the ball 75% of the time, which is his dream, is to whip it around even more. So I would think they win 11 or 12 games, but I still need to be convinced Aaron Rodgers is a winning quarterback in the postseason.
All right, this is a great book for any Packer fan. 100 things Packer fans should know or do before they die. This is a good work, Rob. This is a great read.
Great for Christmas, Rob. Thank you.
Oh, you bet. Thank you very much.